constitute strong rational school-based immigration policy, enhance customs and exporters to liberalize guideline for successes, do globalization of immigration policy, generate some like incentive effects that generate best health females for the world, solidifying for the comparative advantage of concentration in Silicon Valley, consequent attraction itself, the top engineering jobs manifest continue worldwide preeminence clusters compared to facilitate comparative advantages if individuals relocate freely, producing effectively will be enhanced and retaining comparative advantages. IT is critical to growth and the host of other domestic interests. CSTV1, the economic impact IT is supervisively, the impact of the transforming effect on business growth and majority of the economic output that to the effect of growth industries, economies, all of the effects of field FCC services not compliant with communication full growth and not the service and information also processing use of goods in the 21st century retail events so to the effective use of information the prestigious much the country society so of and takes manufacturing agriculture new control and commerce and define economic competitiveness short resilience and guarantees collapse of global economy sustainable bond in 2005 and there's global economy suffered serious national market from American war and mitigate 21st century retreat economic consequences of the global collapse 1937 World War II America's inheritance and foreign bubbles that classic can power the global wars the Great Depression attack of the American public would be critical to fortifying conditions for economic well-being and coverage which policy including the periodic recession the absence of such world weakness conditions and cause not the unsafe world that could be still secure enough for place world that America would be free with full of cars that breaks the world counting line even some persevere and costly breakdown and in the absence of independence regional wars are more likely to escalate free birth our Princeton 8 there are no consequences of the collapse of world's financial architecture mergers pull back from the world stage with the fact that the thanks to our president issue Europe and the least could be place research 2019 there is a global trade back to the health of democracies carbon with aggressive policies avoid the vicious statements from reckless and nuclear towards the aftershocks financial crisis war our comparison and hardly free fall the Russian stock market demonstrated fragility China's stability dependent on foreign investment on the suspicious authoritarian leaders worth to divert attention from troubles with external adventures there is no substitute for America on the world stage IT innovation is key to war fighting this is Nichols in aid of French technology set across military applications excluding the speed and communications the accuracy flexibility war fighting powerful technologies after the documented security plans the information revolution causes possible for military intelligence 20% here increase the chance of best budget for local western high-tech conditions or advanced technologies important defining military power that overwhelms everything else like all for proof ample provided ample evidence that Americans could see single star on target 90% probability that workers and sensors are even smarter and the classic spirit because great part of your conflict great directors of studies at University of Reading in 2005 has to do for profits when obviously one main so extremes the analysis military power of the United States potential rivals rule out policies mental hostility with the super of the massive major state war will turn to fight us from your power rivals will enable to challenge the American hegemon this acts as a damper on the risk of all conflict all interstate great power conflict is waltz in international affairs at Kennedy 2002 record crime is one of the main reasons why the risk of great power war is as well as relations with major powers have been intensely competitive country by major war state down position the United States plays significant limits on competition because states currently so far ahead of major powers and how to challenge this calculation luckily but the balance is fairly equal when the balance is skewed over weak states that are trying to long the United States within the broader uniform so that launching wars likely to confrontation less likely it will lead to confrontation with the United States thus the states of these regions don't worry much about each other because the presence of including friends which are conflicts are breaking use price and the overall level of international security advantage too is free circulation globalization is fundamentally changing character of migration modes of control based on territoriality misunderstanding new configurations of transnational identity and community castles migration Oxford 6 globalization that may change the character of migration new process identity of the line multicultural global standard by all forms of control difference from one to reality globalization to more acceptable recurring migration across the idea of a person who looks just one state communities with no powerful chance of transnational identities of nation did belong globalization close willing to in social structures just cultural vice to the peace belonging transnational conscious will lead the ground for migration in the future of transnational communities are contradictory and fluctuating influences the human energy to devise not only political social and action property life those strategies bring together closer elements of existence of both national and transnational social space the missions the political stability economic preservation well being there because our presence just like anybody else in a world of cultural facilities capability should not be seen as spreading but as highly desirable and restricting temporary migration are forcing a trend away from brain circulation towards outward migration exclusively Bible visiting scholar Berkeley 9 foreign students of the sample playing the United States for graduation hours of periodic historical known for nationals worried about obtaining work visas necessary to pursue the United States are sending no loss down to the funders and researchers that their home countries not necessarily zero sum games and clear 1 point brain circulation because reverse brain training several of these students have that's one specialist about the future of the United States stable size so let's go first to the ability to the trends and the response and increasing engagement is key to the cat block cyclical migration corresponding two-way flows of knowledge and ideas globally Gower JD Buffalo 10 the workers in the US on the HB program for return of China second purpose of low cost of living areas and return the traditional business family brain circulation of workers and back and forth between these countries the free flow of information only adds to the base of the country the person at work free ratio uses to training technological professionals have the opportunity to engage brain circulation US immigration policy research will take potential knowledge needs to return from home country after each one visa expires work experience the United States HB program and fits all countries will work to promotion once they return from the United States 40% of high level employees in the software companies have once worked in fellow country return home with greater skills and they have left in these networks create a more inclusive global economic form of interdependence as Chandler in one of world technically to support across cultural relationships and mobility and political states and transnational communities the United States metropolitan fair defense there both West Valley category territorial defense sovereignty and the cosmopolitan challenge to between United and Kadi bringing on social globalization on manifests itself in individual strategy both nationals and national community appropriately contained the policy territorial state in subject part it demonstrates possibility for social community based upon individual valuation commitments to globalized world requires a new paradigm for relationship with the system the state the Spark model pronounces that we view the relationships complicated dynamic and the Spark model rejects the entire identity of state is in favor of an understanding today that respects the possibility of plural communities and loyalty to the U.S. foreign office and internationals that respects the patriarchal feelings of the individual ties of this country, community with a hope that such a task which might bind the world closer together, most promising alternative to the sovereign state is not a possible community based upon solidarity, teaming climate with multiple state communities and political bodies, functions, sovereignty, to use the U.S. foreign model, the sovereignty and media point between the exclusivity of statism and the universality of custom policies, and the U.S. boards often the possibility of uniting the world through a wealth of personal community loyalty as well, and international capital flows to international trade for one of them, and national economic dependencies. Now the impacts knowledge diffusion creates networks of pockets of resistance and hyper-nationals and more globally. Zachariah and her Newsweek and diffusion knowledge may be the important effectivity of the current system of the world's nations flirt about the well-being and wealth creation. They've taken advantage of technology across the world, but the economic system more people have been lifted out of poverty in the last 3 decades than have preceding. Clearly, being citizens around the world are determined not to lose their gains by falling for some sort of ideological chimera or workers' utopia. They are cautious about the appeals of hyper-nationalism and war and simple migration communities use additional depictions of imperial labor exploitation. They serve as a bulwark against state-led violence, casteist migration, Oxford 6 writing, and actually it's just a big farm, become widespread human exports war. Since they power, can imagine each other international baby farmers support global migration, let's develop countries have to compensate for the differences with communities like disposed to some become vast and force automatic legal way to see the migrants will send receiving countries special communities relative to migration will allow migrants to security and humane conditions for their members will become a major force in undermining the defense majority. There's no return of the idea of the global states with homogeneous national communities and to solvency gradual approaches to immigration are critical. Total unregulated migration causes the natives backlash and undermines solvency trashman and international law tough succeeded and original position restrictions only for the current maritime global order since the migration would be practical integration needs to adjust the nature directly leading factors not structure that for women's immigration not be able to operate in the alternative their pertaining states through also methodology and voice on revolutionary disruption expanding immigration could be issues gradually or to avoid disruption and allow adjustment and that backlash for adoption and complete opening temporary guesswork according to the only alternative sovereign solution Chang law Pennsylvania to the political realities of the adaptation of immigration policies but political ideas political parameters and Jews in the exclusion of the administration of guesswork exclusion of their state authority from the alien from Massachusetts to software guesswork requiring because the exclusion is mostly form discrimination liberal opposition to guesswork requiring misguided because the alternative solutions keep more problems to guesswork requiring makes this uneasy the only solution only makes more sense because it keeps the element for percent state property they can refer to escape as guesswork because false and liberal ideal with the aliens have access to citizenship as a matter of political reality natives are unlikely to admit aliens under those generous conditions those numbers of political alternatives require the physical burden the liberals should support liberalism and forms they include guesswork requirements even though all the broader rights possible for aliens with big rates of free liberal capability. I have 13 seconds. Economic rationality is a useful model. Lit cherry, economic geography, national security, 3 that lists to driving force, but elements are security is complex, more to understand. So, no, I respectfully organize.
Okay.
I give that to you, but it was like 6 words.
Yeah, that's cool. What is the impact of the escalation, all the escalation internal links on the competitiveness?
So, gray evidence indicates it would cause interstate nuclear conflicts.
Okay, what's the impact of that? Because it really just says, like, I mean, the only impact explained is that it
usually
might
when
lead to
nuclear weapons
hostilities.
explode, they kill, like, lots of people. So
right, but I don't think that this gray evidence lays out an actual scenario for interstate conflict because it says,
I disagree with that.
in the ununderlined portion says, say, between India and Pakistan, North Korea, the United States and its allies. There's no specific scenario building in the gray evidence. What country gets attacked with nuclear weapons?
Our argument is that the larger the disparity between different powers, irrespective of who they are, the lesser the risk of conflict. It's been
Sure, I understand that you have a structural...
When the Roman Empire started to fall,
okay.
it had wars to bar.
I understand that you have a structural, generic, internal link to
So you're asking
escalation.
which countries will challenge U.S. hegemony? I think China would be a good example. I think Russia could be an example.
I mean, do you have any evidence about U.S.-China relations being hinged on this question?
It's not a question of relations, it's a question of power dynamics. Our argument is that if the United States can project power, China can't, which means that the international system is more stable.
Okay, right. What evidence is about actual U.S.-Chinese power balances? Like
that card talks about the importance of power gaps and de-escalating conflict. Our Walt evidence.
Yeah, it doesn't talk about
I think the
China
next
at
piece
all.
of evidence is very good at going through different regions. It talks about why in Asia war is less likely because everyone knows that if they were to initiate a conflict against another country, it would be functionally the same thing as going to war with the United States that will beat them. That's the Walt evidence, which is the card we read directly after that, which is we de-escalate conflict.
What did you read in this channel?
All of
It's all the underlining, even the not bold underlining.
That's correct.
So that green mark or that blue mark.
That blue mark is from a different place.
Right.
this Walt evidence?
Yes, that Walt evidence
Okay.
talks about different regions and it explains why. Because people think...
Can you point to a region that it talks about in the highlighted part of the card? Just give me one region.
Well, so long as U.S. troops are committed abroad, and I admit we didn't highlight in Europe and Asia, it does explain the warrant for why those troops would be less likely to cause wars to escalate.
Okay, so let's talk
really
sort of generically about this
No.
escalation argument. Then, how do states come to the decision that it is in their interest to attack another major power?
Well, I wouldn't really say that we sort of know what they are, but
Well,
in general,
I mean, I'm not trying to trick you with this
the
argument.
reason why people tend to think it's in their interest to attack another power is if they perceive their national security as threatened. For instance, China thinks it has energy needs and it wants to sort of
And
get
so your
energy
argument is
and
that in the
strategies.
SQUO they'll believe they can win these wars, right? What leads to that perception that they can win these wars?
Well, our argument is that if they think that the United States is declining, they're going to see a power vacuum, and states think that if they don't take advantage of that power vacuum, their rivals will, and that is destabilizing.
Okay, let's talk about your Nichols evidence, which talks about that perception of American information technology as it relates to perception. It says that, for example, in the 91 Gulf War, Americans could hit a target with 90% probability because of their information technology. What evidence in the YC says that the actual result of these particular workers spurs military technology?
Nickel evidence talks specifically about why we need high-skilled workers to develop.
Yeah, it says info technology has empirically created...
We've read external links to IT competitiveness, which means that we have better IT than everyone else, which means we fight better wars with IT than everyone else.
Okay, it's going to be